Children crawl under tanks, fire rifles, and learn to fly drones, all in the name of patriotism. In Belarus, classrooms are turning into boot camps. Textbooks are rewritten, obedience is rewarded, and childhood is weaponized. A new generation is being trained, not to think, but to march. The Patriots of Belarus shared a concerning video on its Instagram account. It showed teenagers barely 13 or 14 years old, dressed in military uniforms, scrambling out of their tents, clutching rifles at 4 o'clock in the morning. Some returned fire into the distance. Others crouched low, rushing to help classmates lying on the ground, bandaging wounds and carrying them to safety on makeshift stretchers. The video was of a training camp. The so-called Patriots is a social organization established in December 2020, just months after Belarus's disputed presidential election and the brutal crackdown that followed. On its website, the group describes its mission as promoting respect and pride in the state symbols of the Republic of Belarus and preserving the nation's sovereignty and independence. But what it actually promotes is something far more troubling: the militarization of childhood. The video forms part of a challenge organized by the Patriots, allowing 9th and 10th grade students from across Belarus to experience life as a soldier. When asked why they joined, teenagers told Belarus's Defense Ministry TV channel they wanted to test their resilience, try being a soldier, and experience something new. Every year, more than 35,000 school children take part in these state-backed war games. The youngest, just 9 or 10 years old, play the roles of medics and pioneers. By age 11, they are learning to shoot. Older teens move on to large-scale drills with names like Young Eagle, which include extreme exercises, such as tanks driving over trenches where participants lie flat beneath them. According to Matvey Kuprejchik from the opposition group Belpol, the aim is simple: to make young Belarusians unafraid of gunfire, explosions, or blood. Children interviewed on state television appear eager, even proud.
It was more thrilling in the armored carrier, but in the tank, that was incredible. Such power. I want to become a tank driver at the military academy. That's my dream.
A young girl adds,
"There are rules and orders you must follow, whether you want to or not. You learn a lot."
The program's ideology harks back to Soviet-era youth militarization, when school children were routinely drilled by army officers. That legacy, long dormant, is being revived under President Alexander Lukashenko. Most current instructors are former members of the security services. According to the authors of a report called Children Without a Future: The Militarization of Childhood in Belarus, a joint report by Belpol and the National Anti-Crisis Management Group, NAU.
Militarization is being reinforced through ideological indoctrination. Textbooks are rewritten to suit the political agenda, and schools are under pressure to report regularly to prosecutors.
So far, military patriotic education has been introduced in 220 schools, reaching roughly 4,000 students. Around 1,800 more are enrolled in 9 state cadet schools. Some institutions even teach the operation of FPV drones, the same kind used in combat, and how to target and destroy enemy equipment. The government encourages children to attend military camps during school holidays. In the last academic year alone, over 57,000 pupils participated. Funding comes from the state budget and affiliated companies, including the Presidential Sports Club run by Lukashenko's son, Dmitry. Matvey Kuprejchik from Belpol says the state is using incentives to make militarization appealing. Graduates of cadet schools and patriotic programs receive priority in university admissions, and families are offered bonuses if their children excel in military training. Critics warn that this strategy comes at a heavy cost. Opposition figure in exile and founder of NAU, Pavel Latushko, said,
"Mass militarization is undermining education and destroying the values of humanism and critical thought."
Children are growing up in a world where violence and submission are normalized, where a cult of personality is taking root. Rights groups argue that Belarus is breaching its international obligations by exposing minors to military propaganda and potential exploitation. Yet for now, the March of the Patriots continues turning classrooms into training grounds and childhood into preparation for war.